got this engine for our LT swap. Come out of 2023 SS Camaro. It's a 6.2 liter LT1 with a 10-speed transmission. Whether you're doing a LT swap or a LS swap, you absolutely want to know what I'm about to share with you today. After watching this video, you might change your mind about what kind of swap you decide to go with. Let's get it. YouTube. Y'all know what time it is. Dave, YouTube, I want to share with you 3 things, man, about an LT swap. That's going to make you change your mind about what kind of engine swap you want to go with in your old model car, in your old school car, in your new model car, or whatever it is, man. If you're doing an engine swap, you absolutely got to know this information. And the reason you need to know what I'm about to share with you today, these engines are becoming more and more available in salvage yards all across the country and all across the world. So it's very, very important for you to know this information that I'm about to share with y'all today, because you got to know how to adapt these engines into your car. If this your first time on the channel, hey, I'm Tony. LS swaps or LT swaps is what we do. Our goal is to help you be able to do your LT swap or LS swap as easy as you possibly can, as inexpensively as you possibly can. I've been working on cars for almost 35 years. So I ain't telling you nothing. I just done looked on the internet and seen. Nah, I'm telling you what I know. This is my heart. This is my passion. And your project is just as important as my project. So before we get started, hit that subscribe button if you have not subscribed to the channel. Turn on your notification bell. That way you get all the new videos when we post them. LS swap is when you take an LS-based engine, a V8 model Chevrolet engine that was produced between the years of 1997 and 2013. And you put it into a car that was not designed for that specific type of engine. It could be an old school car. It could be a new school car. It doesn't matter. You adapt things to make that fuel-injected engine work in whatever kind of car you're putting it in. All right, that's what an LS swap is. From 97 up to 2013, a Chevy fuel-injected engine that was produced in those years. All right, remember that. Now, a LT swap is when you take a LT-based engine and you adapt that LT-based engine to work in whatever kind of old school car or new school car that you transplanting that engine inside of. And for those of y'all that don't know, a LT-based engine is the Chevrolet engines that were produced from 2014 all the way up until today. So these are the current V8 engines they putting in the Tahoes, Suburbans, Corvettes. Any V8 model Chevy engine that's produced today is a LT-based engine. And so the LT swap is when you adapt it to make it work in whatever kind of car project you're working on, whether it be old school, new school, or whatever. So remember that, man. These engines are becoming more and more available in salvage yards all across the country and all across the world. So it's very, very important for you to know this information that I'm about to share with y'all today, because you got to know how to adapt these engines into your car. These engines are going to be running in old school cars. They're going to be running in newer model cars. They're going to be swapping them in everything. Now, the LS swap is not going nowhere for a long time. Aftermarket companies, they starting to produce and make more and more swappable parts for these LT-based engines. So you need to know what I'm about to share with you. Now, the first thing that I want to share with you is not the best thing. I'm going to say the absolute best thing for last, okay? But the first thing that I want to share with you about an LT swap is that these style engines, they're built to handle more power than the LS-based engine. And yeah, they designed these LT blocks to handle more power, okay? Now, LS-based engine, it'll handle about maybe 700 horsepower. Some people say a little bit more than that, the aluminum LS-based engine. But these LT-based engines, they can handle about 900 horsepower. And some people say 200 more than that. They can handle 1,000 horsepower. Okay? Now, the iron blocks, LS-based iron blocks and the LT-based iron blocks, they can handle a lot more than aluminum blocks. All right? But just know that from right off the riff, they are designed to handle more power. Now, you may be asking, how is that? These LT-based engines, they have these little water pockets that are around the cylinder walls that allow it to handle more power. Let's take a look at that real quick. Right side where the red arrow is on the LT block, it has more metal around the cylinder than the LS block on the left side, which makes it stronger and able to handle more power than the LS motor. The second reason, or the second thing that I want to share with you about an LT swap over versus a LS swap is these LT swaps, you are able to get 15 to 20% better fuel mileage. Yeah, you're going to get better gas mileage from the LT-based engine. You're going to spend less gas money on the LT swap. I know you probably already asking, well, how is that so? How is that possible? Well, I want to explain it to you. I'm going to let you know. These LT-based engines, they have what's called a direct injection fuel system, man, to where the fuel is directly injected into the cylinder. It allows it to have a more complete burn, giving you better gas mileage, and it also helps to increase power. So that's another pro. Hey, that's another thumbs up right there, man. All right? Hey, that is amazing. Now, the third reason, which is the best reason of all, or the third thing that I want to share with you about an LT swap versus a LS swap, is that the LT swap will allow you to have more power. More power right off the back, man. If you do just a stock swap, you ain't changing no cam or you ain't going in the motor or nothing like that, the LT engine is going to produce more power right off the rip. They produce amazing torque numbers at low RPM, man. So you get the best of both worlds there, man. You get high horsepower and you get amazing torque. And that's power, man. The kind of torque and horsepower numbers are record-breaking, man. And they were not able to be produced in the LS engine, even the earlier small block Chevy. You're in a win-win scenario here if you decide to go with an LT-based engine. Let me tell you what actually helps to make these LT engines more powerful. The LT-based engines, they have the thinnest piston rings, and that causes less friction inside of the cylinder wall. Less friction, you're going to have more power. Another thing that gives it more power is the direct injection that I just got finished talking about, the fuel system. It gives it more power. Also, these LT-based engines, they got what's called these oil spring jets in the cylinder. And what they do is they lubricate the underside of the piston and lubricate the cylinder wall. Once again, allowing for less friction, and it cools the combustion chamber, allowing for more power. You know what I'm saying? Power everywhere we go, man. So LT swaps, they produce that power, man. Another reason that these LT-based engines produce more power, they have what's called a reduced windage ventilation system. And yeah, the crankcase ventilation system was the problem on these LS motors. And all of that pressure, it'll rob your engine of power. And so the LT-based engines, they have a reduced windage design, which eliminates the positive crankcase ventilation. It don't completely eliminate it, but it's very, very reduced. And that allows the engine to have what? More and more power, y'all. The moral of the story is, man, you cannot go wrong doing an LT swap, man. And within saying that, these LT-based engines, they are becoming more and more available in today's salvage yards, man. You're starting to see a lot of the newer model engines in the salvage yard. And so it's very, very important because these engines are going to be running in old school cars. They're going to be running in newer model cars. They're going to be swapping them in everything. I'm just going to let y'all know, man, we getting ready to start a new series of videos, man, talking about everything that you need to do a LT swap. And remember, it's completely different. And after we get finished with that series of videos, we're going to actually do a LT swap. We're going to put a LT engine in this 72 convertible Impala, y'all. So it's a lot to look forward to. And within that series, we're going to be covering different alternators and what it takes to make them work on your LT swap. We're going to be talking about the LT crank pulley and the different harmonic balancers that'll work for your specific LT swap. We're going to cover the different intakes, talk about superchargers available for your LT engine and what it'll entail to get those superchargers to work on the different LT model engines. We're going to be covering everything, man. Everything that you need to know. And you need to know this information because these LT engines are becoming more and more available for your use. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Chevy's R Us is here for, man. To help you do your LT swap or LS swap as easy as you possibly can, without sacrificing your quality or your performance. That's what we here for. If this your first time on the channel, I know y'all probably see CRU family. What that means is Chevy's R Us family. You are the Chevy's R Us family. And a lot of people ask me, man, where you get all that energy, man? Where you get all of that from? And what I tell people is that God put this passion on the inside of me, man. He put it on the inside of me. And just like he put this passion on the inside of me, I want y'all to know this right here, that God has placed everything that you need on the inside of you too. And if you working on an LS swap or LT swap or old school car, I'm going to help bring that out you, man. Or else you wouldn't be here watching this video today. You know what I'm saying? So before y'all go, make sure you hit that subscribe button and also turn on your notification bell. And also, man, we chop it up every single Wednesday for Go Live Wednesday, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We talk about things that, like I just covered in this video. If you got an issue or if you got a problem or you need to know something about an LS swap or LT swap, you don't just got me. You got the whole Chevy R Us family for support, man. So join us for LS swap or LT swap questions and answers. And also, if you got an old school car, if you're working on a project car, you're more than welcome, man, to show that thing off on Go Live Wednesdays, man. So y'all make sure y'all join us. YouTube.